Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Field Between. My name is Ahmed.
And I'm Yasmin. You've been doing a lot of voices today.
What do you mean?
You're having a very voice.
That's just my voice.
You're having a very voicey day.
This is just my voice. I'm trying to enunciate more.
Nice enunciating.
Yeah, I took 2 acting classes in college, and one thing that I learned is that you have to enunciate more than you think you need to, and you need to speak more slowly than you think.
I'm bad at both those things.
Yeah, same.
No, you're not. You don't speak too fast. You're a pretty good pace, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. You think you speak fast?
No, but sometimes I catch myself and I'm like, oh, I think I just slurred a bunch of words together.
Yeah, whenever we're tired, we all do that.
The sentence just kind of fell out of my mouth, you know?
Yeah. Were the classes different than each other?
One was intro, the other was the one after the intro.
Oh, so advanced.
Advanced, yes.
You did advanced acting stuff?
Thespianry.
Nice. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I learned what to do to die today at a minute or two to two. A thing distinctly hard to say, but harder still to do.
That's actually pretty good.
Beat to at a minute to two. A rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. The dragon will come when he hears the drum at a minute or two to two today at a minute or two to two.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
you know.
Good Peter Piper
it's a little
stuff.
warm up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. We used to do those before debate sometimes.
That makes sense. You got to loosen up the tongue.
Yeah. And we would speed read.
To say,
so.
Nuh-uh.
No.
That would be my rebuttal.
No, we would like speed read, which is actually not great, but it was fun for, not everything has to be transferable.
There are multiple forms of debate. One is like actually debate, and then the other is you get points by just saying as much shit as possible. Or what are the different kinds?
There's a lot of different kinds of debate. There's like Model UN, which is, you know, what it sounds like. There's Lincoln Douglas, which is kind of more like you get a topic, you get 30 minutes, and then you prep it. Mm-hmm. And then what we did, which was policy impact debate, it was like research, which was kind of cool. That part of it was cool. I'm good, thanks. But the part that was not great, I guess, though I don't know, there's plenty of sports and stuff where like some of the skills you learn just aren't applicable to other parts of life. And one of those was always speed read. Like we talked very fast. We were like trained to do that. But it was really good for note taking. It was really good for research. And it was the highlight of my social life as a high schooler. Mm. So there was that. All of my friends were through debate. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, what are we doing?
Let's do updates first. We
update me.
Went to Point Reyes.
Mm-hmm.
That was our first like trip outside of San Francisco. We rented a car.
Yes. We saw whales, dude. That was crazy.
Okay, the whales are so cool, but genuinely nothing is sweeter than how much you love them. Like you're so transfixed. It was lovely.
It's a whale.
I know.
How are you not transfixed?
I mean, I was into it, but you were
just
like
whatever.
No, I thought it was very cool and moving, especially when it jumped. That was crazy.
That was very cool. So we were kind of far away, and I'd kind of been scanning the horizon because I was like, I feel like we could see a whale today.
Yeah, and we'd seen like a little like poster thing saying like, oh, whales are here sometimes, and they migrate from Alaska to Mexico, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of scanning the horizon, and I saw what I thought was a spout, and I was like, oh, cool, spout. And then we just stayed and watched for a while, and we saw one kind of just like peek out of the water, and then a little while later, there were like 4 or 5 of them that were just like jumping up.
The jumping was so cool.
Out of the water.
That looked like a cartoon. Like it looked ridiculous.
That was
and
cool.
It was really cute because everyone around us was just like, oh, like everyone like stopped. It was like very sweet.
Really cool. We were very far away though. I mean, They were very tiny on the horizon, but it was still cool.
But it was also kind of beautiful because I was like, hey, they're just doing their thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like no one's here to whale watch. People were just there for the hike. Yeah. But yeah, you like kept looking, which was really cute. And eventually I was like, all right, I'm gonna like, as we were walking, you kept looking, which is really sweet. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we went to like this little lighthouse. It's a really cool park. Oh yeah, I meant to look up more about like what it is exactly because I was kind of confused. I was like, is this a national park? I don't really know. I still don't know. I didn't look it up. And we only saw like a section of it.
Park rangers.
Yeah, but then there was like
National Park
houses and
Service
stuff. I was confused. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just like an hour north of San Francisco. Really beautiful kind of nature area. Lots of hikes between the ocean and a bay, the Tomatis Bay. And then we had the best oysters we've ever had.
We had a very good, very expensive lunch.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
I was going to say, I mean, now I'm sounding like a San Franciscan. It wasn't that bad compared to some of the lunches we've had. And at least it was actually good.
Yeah, you don't feel so bad if the food is good. What sucks is that when the food is mediocre to bad and it costs a shitload of money.
Yeah. Today we ordered from a very good Pakistani place that was incredibly cheap, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is America's 250th birthday today on the day of this recording.
Yep.
Nice. We're missing the fireworks at the Golden Gate Bridge to record this.
But I've heard that like half the time you can't see them because it's so foggy. Yeah.
Did you see in DC, Trump is usually there's in the set of time, it's like either 30 minutes or an hour that they do the fireworks show, and they let off 20,000 fireworks. Trump is doing like almost 900,000 fireworks in that same amount of time in DC.
Is that real?
Yeah.
How wasteful. Goddamn.
I mean, I don't know about wasteful, but it's going to be like
a lot of fire. Yeah.
A lot of fire. And it's going to be, like, at what point is it like not a fireworks show and more of like a terrorist attack?
Yeah.
You know?
I saw like this like reel somewhere that was like, because we're really chilling out here. It's not hot at all. But a ton of the East Coast right now is having like a really serious heat wave. Like
I'll be there.
There are crazy advisories. Actually, Ahmed's about to go to Philly for work. So a lot of people have like, a lot of cities have canceled their like quincentennial celebrations. Mm-hmm. And so I saw a funny thing that was like, God smiting America on like the 250th. But it is like, it's super hot right now in New York and Philly. And
it's the semi-quincentennial.
The semi-quincentennial, that's right. Yeah, so you're headed to Philly tomorrow, and then I'm headed to Oregon on Wednesday to go see one of my closest friends. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to Ashland, which is supposed to be really cute. And then we're going to do a day trip to Crater Lake, which is supposed to be beautiful. So I'm excited for that.
That's where a meteor hit?
I guess. That's a good question. I don't know. No. But I just know that it looks really pretty. Like it's a massive... yeah, you're probably right. It's a good guess. Oh. Yeah. If I had to guess, that's what I would say.
And there's a lake there?
Yeah, it's yeah,
okay.
You got it all. Yeah, and it's just like a really pretty, like surreal blue.
Do you have to hike up to it?
I think you actually go down to it. I think it's like you're going down. Yeah, then you hike back up. Yeah, but it's supposed to be really fun to like swim in and stuff. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Okay, well, be careful. Wait, is that the one that's drying up? All dried up?
Are you thinking about the one in Utah?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but I do know a lot of the West Coast is drying up, so it wouldn't. Well, I didn't see anything as I've been researching, but yeah, like the trip.
I think about that every morning on my walk to work. You just see people on Market Street just spraying down, pressure washing the sidewalks every day, a couple times a day. I'm like, I know why you do it. It seems like a enormous waste of water.
I guess there's worse ways water are being wasted though, but yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
True. Like,
I mean, but it is crazy. Like when you and I went to Oregon at one point to Portland, I remember I showed you this like hike I used to really like, this really small like hike in the city. Mm-hmm. And it looked awful because it was completely dried out. Like it looked like it was like not even green anymore. It was so ugly. You don't remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really kind of surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very temperate where we are. It's very comfortable.
Nice.
Feels good.
Okay.
Okay, got a couple items. Do you have anything before we start?
The like the main body of the episode? Is that what you're talking about?
I had like an item.
Okay. I have got a couple.
Items?
Small items, yeah.
Okay. Let's go back and forth.
Okay, you go.
Okay, my first one, I was just a little more like looking into why Sunnis fast on Ashura, which we've talked about before.
Sudanese?
Sunnis.
Sunnis, oh.
Yeah. And I feel like bad that I wasn't like being very scholarly and I was just kind of like speaking flippantly, and I hope I didn't offend anyone. I remember saying, I think...
You said because the Sunnis are horrible people who wanted to displace...
No. I said like I was just like talking... I hope no one thinks I would do this as a professor. I would not. I was just like talking out of my butt, and I was just like thinking, and I was like, maybe it's a response to, to like Shia's fasting.
To be fair to you, you were wondering if
I was speculating. Yeah, I wasn't like claiming to know because I did not. But yeah, I did a little more reading about it, and I'm sure there's a lot more that could be done. These are all like secondary sources, not primary sources by any means. And so, just like a little overview. I'm not going to go into a ton of detail. Ashura just happened a few weeks ago. I actually won't go into any detail. We can just you can reference that episode if you want to hear about it. But basically, when the early Muslim community went from Mecca to Medina, when they migrated, the Hijra, which starts the Muslim calendar in the year 632, 622, my bad, 622, of the Common Era, there was a practice of people fasting already in that community. So probably Jewish people were fasting. So it seems like it was a Jewish practice, which is really interesting. That was then adapted by the Muslim community. But I mean, it's a shared story of the Prophet Musa fleeing Egypt and parting the Red Sea. And then it's also sometimes linked to Noah getting off the ark, which is interesting.
Okay.
But it seems basically it was something that Jews did to mark this. And so the Prophet started doing it. But then after Ramadan became more standardized, he was it's optional. So it was never and then some people would fast on the 9th and the 10th, or the 9th, 10th, and 11th, to make sure that they weren't being confused as Jewish. Even though I think that's so interesting when you have new religious communities, because it's you're trying not to be confused, but you basically not took this practice, but adapted it. I mean, in essence.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting to be I mean, honestly, a lot of Muslim practices were adopted from the Jewish community, probably not eating pork, and I mean, some of the ways that we start to conceive of law in the early times. So the thing that I still feel I would need someone who is better than me at looking at Arabic primary sources that I'm curious about is not so much the hadith, because that is easy enough to find and find good translations and whatnot. But the specifically linking it to the story of Musa, I'm just curious if consistently Sunnis have been fasting, or if it goes in waves. That's what I'm wondering, because it seems even within the Prophet's lifetime it was something everyone was doing, and then it was hey, this is optional, but it's meritorious to do it, but kind of do it in a way in which you're not being confused as being Jewish, just to distinguish religious communities, and especially as a new religious tradition. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting.
Do Jews still fast?
I don't think so. I mean, do they fast for... Oh, unless there's an overlap. I mean, it's hard to say, though, because, our calendar's moving and theirs is fixed. So if they do fast to commemorate that event, it wouldn't be, at the same time every year. You know what I mean? But do Jews fast? Oh, yeah, Passover. Duh. Yeah, right. They do.
Yeah.
Wait, do you fast on Passover? No, but you abstain from certain foods to talk about, the way that Jews had to leave. You've unleavened bread and stuff like that, but you don't necessarily fast. I'm remembering
did it start out as fasting,
time.
But was it then?
Well, it sounds according to this, it did. But I mean, this could have been just this community of Jews in the Arabian Peninsula. Jewish communities have had a lot of different traditions in diaspora and in different parts of the world.
Cool.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, and then another thing I found, I feel something else I said kind of too casually was in so many places, Sunnis and Shias actually have had kind of rituals for Ashura that are very kind of mutually reinforcing. So for example, and the Shias will be mourning, and Sunnis would make them food. And apparently that's actually a pretty specifically South Asian phenomenon, that Sunni Shia communities would do that. And it is much more contentious now, but it used to be pretty common practice. Yeah, that's all I had to say about that. I think this will be fun to transition. What was, because I just have no idea what you have planned. What was one of your items?
Well, I've got a few things.
Oh, sorry. One more thing I wanted to say. Someone actually wrote into us after that episode, which I so appreciated.
Really?
Yeah, it was your friend, actually, who you're seeing.
Oh.
Yeah. And she said that for her family, they actually fast to commemorate Karbala. So that's super interesting too, that some Sunni families, and it sounded like this is a context where also there are Sunnis and Shias that she that were in community together. I don't know if it was in her family or in the communities that they lived in South Asia before migrating to the US. But that's interesting to note, because Shias don't fast, but there might be Sunnis who are fasting with the intent of mourning is interesting. Yeah.
In keeping with the theme of cultural and religious interchange. This is a video that came up the other day, and I thought it was interesting. I'm guessing it's in London because this is a double-decker red bus thing. It's mostly like an audio thing, but I'll show it to you.
Is that real or is that AI? Wait, I'm confused. What's happening? The bus is playing that song?
Yeah, the wheels on the bus say Allahu Akbar. It's Wheels on the Bus remix on a Malaysian tour bus.
Why does it look British? Oh, it's Malaysian.
Oh, it's Malaysia.
People.
Okay, it's not London. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it's like
it's made to look like
it's
a
got the
double-decker.
Union Jack flag on it. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Isn't that nice?
That's very cute, but they're in Malaysia.
The wheels on the bus say Allahu Akbar.
Malaysians seem adorable, man. They like always are so nice and friendly, and they just like do adorable shit like that. Okay, this is just another random update, but birthright citizenship was upheld. So that's chill. A lot of other bad stuff happened that we're not going to go into because we're trying to stay focused here in spite of everything being thrown.
Right.
But that's good because actually this is like a dumb question I have. If birthright citizenship hadn't been upheld, would that probably pretty quickly have had downstream effects for people who like immigrated here, right? I mean, if you're not even a citizen, if you were naturalized, because birthright citizenship means like you were born here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like everyone in the U.S.
I think they were trying to get rid of it for people who were born here to immigrants who are not citizens.
Right. But then, like, what would they do in cases like if one of your, like me, like what if one of your parents is an immigrant?
I'm sure you would have been fine then.
Yeah. But then, like, and then if you were the immigrant yourself, then that's like, what does that mean?
You were the immigrant and you were born here?
No, like I'm saying, like if you immigrated here, would you be affected by birthright citizenship? No, because you don't have birthright citizenship. You were naturalized.
I wasn't born here.
Yeah, you were naturalized.
Yes.
But like, would birthright citizenship not having been passed have affected people who were naturalized?
They've already tried to undermine naturalized citizenship.
Yeah. But like, is there a direct link legally?
Not through birthright citizenship,
that
but I
makes
think
sense. Yeah.
they've attacked it through other means. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was like literally very clearly like in the Constitution and like very clearly stated. So like, you know, it's at least it's shocking that they even tried, but yeah. All right, that's all I had for like smaller items. I've got two big items.
Okay, I got a couple quick hits
here. Yeah, give me your small hits.
All right, let me make sure. This was a story I saw recently too on June 23rd. This is from Middle East Eye, but they're citing a story from channel I-24, which is an Israeli channel. Israeli soldiers are seen practicing yoga as part of an initiative to heal soldiers' traumas from fighting in the genocidal war on Gaza, including from the impact of the world reaction to the war. Quote, PTSD is something real that many are going through, not just from combat, not just from October 7th and the war, but also the impact of the world reaction to the war and the situation here in Israel, says the journalist presenting the segment.
That hits a little too close to home today. I was telling you this. I went to a yoga class.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of the class, I just like...
It wasn't an Israeli yoga class.
No. But like it's July 4th. And in the beginning of the class, she was like, I know a lot of us are reflecting today. And in my head, I was just like, please don't do this. Like, you don't have to connect this. No, it's not necessary. Yeah. And she was like, what is freedom? I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And then she was kind of like, maybe you have complicated feelings about the country. Mm-hmm. I was like, girl, no one is paying you for this. No one paid you $33 for this. Stop. Like, I know that yoga is like a deeply spiritual practice for some people. And that, I mean, obviously its roots are, maybe it's not my place to say. I don't necessarily think it's bad to do it just for physical, you know, benefits. That's why I do it. I mean, maybe there's something vaguely spiritual about feeling in tune with your body, but it's generally just from like my health and like it's a form of exercise I enjoy. Mm-hmm. But I just think it's weird to like force it, the spirituality, like that in terms of the nation state. It was very cringe. Yeah. Thankfully, she didn't really keep it up throughout, but then at the end, she returned to the theme, which was unfortunate. It's like, leave today and think about what is freedom for you. I was like, I don't know.
When people do child's pose, are you like, dude, this is just sujood? Do you get mad?
Who's saying that? Like I'm saying that?
I'm asking you if you get mad. If you're like, yo, this is Muslim.
No.
Then it's okay to do yoga.
I'm confused.
It's okay to do yoga for exercise.
I've had some really good debates with my students about this, or like they've had debates in class about like commodification of religious practice. I think that that's always been part of religious practice. But yeah, I don't know.
So I was going to try to find more about that story, looking up the original source. So I searched like IDF, yoga, Israel, and then this story came up. So I got distracted and never got to the other thing, but it's on Ynet Global, which is probably just like a bullshit news site. But the header image is like, you know, the yoga company Aloe? They make all the
they've
bougie
got
clothes. Yeah. It's just like a empty envelope, like with torn cardboard in it, and then there's some like handwritten note that you can't really see because the resolution's too bad. But the story is Israeli woman who ordered online from Aloe Yoga got note supporting Hamas instead.
Wait, what did she actually get?
Subcaption: Israeli woman who bought on the international website received a package containing empty wrappers instead of the items she ordered. The note inside the package had handwritten words, "Death to the IDF, Free Palestine, and Hamas will win."
That's hilarious.
She said, I bought the headbands from aloeyoga.com for 213 shekels, including shipping to Israel, the customer told Ynet. So their interview, she went directly to Ynet. 2 weeks later, I received a note that the package had arrived. I picked it up, felt too light and airy, but I thought it was a lightweight order anyway. I opened it, and there was nothing I had ordered. Instead, there was only garbage inside, torn cardboard and clear bags used to wrap clothes. I looked more carefully, thinking maybe it was hidden at the bottom, since these were thin headbands, but there was nothing. Then I reached the sheet lying at the bottom of the package and saw the hateful messages. I was in shock. This is really something against our country, a familiar situation, but when it reaches you like this, it is very difficult.
She's making it sound like someone sent like a bomb to her house.
They simply saw an address in Israel and thought that was enough for them. So it's sad that she can't even do yoga to get over this PTSD.
I know, her hair is going to be everywhere.
Also, to be clear, this never happened.
I was going to say, yeah.
This is
also
like
unlikely
picture.
This happened.
She absolutely did this herself.
Yeah. I just got a nice new headband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay. All right. Quickly moving on through the other items. Egypt in the World Cup.
Yes, so exciting. This is the most I've ever cared about, like a sport.
Yeah, so like we didn't get to talk about this because we are behind an episode, but when Egypt and Iran were playing each other, it was in Seattle and it was in Pride Month, and everyone was just like, this is a Pride match, and a lot of news agencies, including New York Times and like some big news outlets, were reporting like a couple of stories. It wasn't just a one-off story of like, how are these brown savages going to react when they see a rainbow flag because Seattle's going to put rainbow flags all in the stadium and it's going to be a gay match, and are they going to like how will they control themselves was really like the subtext of all that reporting. And here are just like two clips of journalists really trying to continue to make it a thing in the press conferences leading up to the game. One, they're asking the Egyptian player, and two, they're asking the Iranian player, like, how do you feel about being in Seattle with your ontological sort of incapability to tolerate someone different from you?
In our religion doesn't accept that, but we respect all of the LGBT people. That's their own idea. It's not about us. We are here to play football. We respect all of those guys. Yeah, if you have a question about the game, I will answer.
That's a pretty diplomatic answer.
Here's the Egyptian guy.
Oh, that was the Iranian guy?
Sorry, I only speak English. Maybe someone can interpret. Okay, thank you. I'm just wondering your thoughts on the fact that this was a pride meet. What do you think about that?
يعني طبعا دي احسن حاجه. لا ما ليش دعوه ما اتكلمش في الحاجه دي.
I forgot it was in Arabic, but he's like, is this the only thing? and then they like kind of repeated the question. The translators were, and he was like, I'm not talking about this. He's like, yeah. So essentially, both of them were like, dude, we don't give a fuck. Like, can you ask us questions about the match that we're here to play, the job that we're here to do?
I feel like a couple things about this. This kind of reminds me of conversations about like, I mean, it's a very different context, but I feel like sort of similar things being done with the way people were talking about like being gay in Palestine, like, but specifically thinking about Egypt and Iran, like a couple of things can be true at once. It can be true that it's like you said, this is absolutely meant to just be like all brown men hate gay people, as if there aren't fucking brown gay people. You know what I mean? Like as if there aren't like many gay people in Egypt and Iran. It can also be true that like Egypt and Iran, I mean, Iran's kind of complicated, but like, well, actually, Iran's very repressive towards gay people. It's not, it's more complicated when it comes to like trans people. But yeah, I mean, Egypt has been very repressive towards gay people. That could be true. And it's also so tone deaf to think that we are still like you're going to ask that in this moment, especially in the US. Like, you could easily just be like, oh yeah, hasn't trans healthcare been like, no, but even here at home, like trans healthcare has been rolled back. Like a lot of gay people that we know, like I know friends of friends and people we know directly who like are like, shit, like we should get married because like, who knows? Like, we're not going to be respected, or like worried about like even being married and not being rolled back within their lifetime and not being recognized by the state. Like, LGBTQ rights are under siege here, you know? Yeah.
Also, your country bombed the girls' school. You killed a bunch of little girls. Like, you probably killed...
You're not a moral authority. Yeah.
You're enabling a genocide where you're probably killing hundreds, if not thousands of queer people. Like, you don't actually give a shit. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, the point is not these countries' stances toward... And, like, these individual players' stances on...
I don't know the players' stances, so I wouldn't
homosexuality,
speak to that. Yeah, but I'm thinking about the
queerness.
regimes, like the nation states, yeah.
Well, the point is, like, what's the point of the question and what's the point of reporting on it?
Yeah.
And it's very clearly to, I don't know, launder some sort of ill will toward probably, honestly, Iran in particular, but like, Arabs, Muslims, Iranians more generally.
Yeah. You can't be a moral authority, like you said, when you're like bombing. You can't ask someone whose country you literally invaded to be like, hey.
Yeah.
It's
real.
Oh,
gross.
Did we talk about Pride here? I don't think we recorded that weekend.
Yeah, we talked about. Oh, we didn't talk about like the Pride we saw.
Yeah. No. So San Francisco Pride was actually pretty lit, which is really fun.
That's
my parents lived for San Francisco in a year, and I like always grew up hearing about like what like a hippie dippy kind of town it is, and since it's kind of a bit of a techno fascist, like very, very, very tech heavy place, I've been a little disappointed though. Like we found lots of things that we do really love here. So it was nice to see that Pride was still kind of like a little wild and like different than any Pride I'd ever seen before. I mean, mostly because there were several people who were naked. I was just like, whoa. Yeah. Like, good on them and still being subversive and pushing the envelope. Not like nakedness is the definition of that, but like, it's not something you see every day.
Yeah. So we live pretty much downtown, right where the parade route is.
And we live like right by Civic Center where all the government buildings are.
Where San Francisco Pride mostly was. And so...
Well, I think there were probably a lot of Pride events in the Castro, but the one that was like put on by the city, or I don't know. Like one of the central ones was here, yeah.
It was San Francisco Pride. It's like the main one.
But the main one must have been in the Castro, right?
No, I think this is like the main...
There probably was more than one main one.
Anyway.
Okay.
So we were walking around and we were just like, oh, let's pop in because we were about to go somewhere, but we had a couple minutes to waste. And so we went in. It was still early in the morning. Not a lot of people there yet. And then, we see like one fully naked man walking around among a bunch of other people who were, dressed in like different expressive ways. And I was just like, Is it? It's just like I was just like, is it legal to be naked here? Is it just like okay for Pride? That's
I think it's
or is it just like this? It's just this one guy,
right.
It's really bold to just be one guy out there naked. And then we saw a few other naked guys, but then there was like what was it called? It was called like adult alley or something, a BDSM alley or something. I don't know. It was like leather alley.
Which we went in for a second because we were just trying to get out because
Yeah.
we had like a half an hour and it was like 25 minutes had already passed.
It looked like it was gonna let us out on our
It
street. Like we had to
didn't.
cut through, and it did not. We got stuck in leather alley.
Yeah,
and that's
but it
where
was fun to look around.
that's where more naked people were,
Yeah.
and we were not naked.
No, to clarify, not only were we not naked because we weren't planning on going, like we didn't realize that we had time before the train came. We looked very square. I was very sad. I was like, I do not look cute right now. Everyone looks so interesting, and I was wearing like a long black sundress and a jean jacket. I looked not cute, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
But yeah,
We could have been doing some kind of bit, you know?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, we were only there for like a half hour, but it was cool to see how many people came out, especially when we came back that evening. There were a lot more people out.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole weekend, there was just like the whole city, like every place you went, there was like energy for it, which is really special.
Yeah,
Yeah. And even like, because we visited a friend who was like pretty far out in the burbs that weekend. And on our way back, like a lot of people got off in Oakland. Like I think like every city in the Bay Area was having like events.
Yeah,
which
it
is,
seemed like it for sure.
Really fun.
Okay, last thing I have is it was just reported that Trump like disclosed his financial statements for the last year or so for his like first couple of years in
Piece
office,
of shit.
and he's made like billions of
Made
dollars.
billions of dollars.
But
It's
specifically
incredible.
on Trump coin, he's made like $2 billion off of that. But it was reported that about 1 million people who bought Trump coin lost collectively $3.8 billion. Because of course they did. It was any person could see it coming, and the story is saying they cite this NYU law professor who's like, there's definitely going to be a class action lawsuit at some point about this, and the thing that the story points to as a potential defense against that or whatever is that the Trump organization, World Liberty Financial or whatever is the company that he started to do all the crypto shit with his sons. They're like, oh, well, on the website it says don't buy Trump coin as an investment. It's like a way
Commemorative.
it's a commemorative way to express your support for the Trump meme.
Wait, it's not even a physical coin, right? It's
No,
like
it's a
Bitcoin.
crypto
So how is
coin.
it commemorative?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's on the blockchain. And
Right.
Stuff. Yeah. So a lot of people lost a lot of money, and a lot of them were retail investors, and about like far fewer people made collectively like $3 or $4 billion on it, which is almost like the loss. It shows you how zero sum it is,
Yeah.
and how each like scam that they rug pull like this is actually and a transfer of wealth from like non-sophisticated, poor, maybe not poor, but like probably some of them are very poor investors to like the people who Trump let get in at the ground floor, because there were people who before the launch, banks, other investors who bought a bunch of Trump coin for like pennies, or maybe even less than pennies. And then at its height, it traded for $75 a coin, and then it crashed again, and now it's trading at like 25-50 cents or something.
K-shaped economy, baby.
Yeah. So I'm not surprised, but it is just scam after scam.
And I mean, he like seemed like he wasn't doing that well financially, relatively speaking, to like what he pretended to be before he went into office. So this really has like made him a ton of money.
He's increased his wealth the most of any president
Yeah.
in history.
Yeah.
For sure.
And a lot of presidents typically do that and whether you think it's right or wrong, when they first leave office.
Yeah.
He's still fucking in office.
Yeah.
They like write the memoir, they do whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
anyone running, honestly, again, just not hearing much about this from the Democrats. Anyone running a serious campaign would be running it on like, yeah, this guy's going to be in jail.
The Democrats are definitely
As soon as
talking
he
about
leaves.
this.
Not really.
Sometimes
No
you
one's-
accuse the Democrats of
No
stuff.
one's running on like, I'm going to put Trump in jail. Who's doing that?
No, but I thought you were saying they're not talking about like him making money. They're definitely talking
They
about
always
that.
talk about him being corrupt, but like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know? Like, okay, you've told me about how corrupt he is. Do something. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we elected you.
Yeah,
Not to just wag your finger at him. He doesn't
fair.
give a fuck.
that's fair. Gotta take back Congress. All right, so I've got any more items?
No, this is a girl episode now.
This is a girl episode now? Okay.
Yeah, because you
All
prepared
right,
it.
well, our first girl note is on the Prarieland defendants. It's kind of a downer as far as girl episodes.
All right. Weird girl topic.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I feel like just similarly to kind of our episode on Delaney Hall, I feel like that these moments of American insurgency are not getting as much press as they should be. And this was like a very similar situation where like I first saw about it on social media and then was like, oh, I want to learn more about this. So then for this episode, I read about it, which was, helpful to keep me accountable. And like once I went to look, I did find news pieces, but like again, in my regular diet of media, which is pretty oversaturated, both you and I are like constantly listening to podcasts and shit, including from legacy media. This hasn't really been covered as much. And again, I found some stray articles once I was looking for them, but it's not like it was fed to me by my social media algorithm, and I find that alarming, as opposed to
Yeah.
So, this is again a Guardian. I don't know why the Guardian's killing it with their American coverage. Thanks, guys. Thanks, bad granddaddy, since it's July 4th. This article is called Texas Anti-ICE Protesters Convicted of Terrorism Charges Sentenced to at least 50 Years in Prison. And we're going to jump around a little bit. So there was a 3-week jury trial. There were 9 activists. They had done a couple of things. They were outside of a ICE detention facility in Alvarado, Texas, which is south of Fort Worth. They arrived late at night. They had planned to set off fireworks as part of a noise demonstration to show solidarity with the people who are detained inside. And then a few of the protesters spontaneously broke off from the main group and vandalized cars in the parking lot, a guard shack, sliced tires on government van. As soon as they did that,
Nice.
they were fucked. And then someone broke a security camera, and then a police officer arrived on the scene and drew his weapon. And then it sounds like on instinct, one of the activists, because it's Texas, so of course the activists were also strapped, fired a gun and hit the officer in the shoulder.
Nice.
The officer survived. Don't say nice or end up in jail. The officer survived. But the man who fired the gun was sentenced to 100 years in prison. And everyone else who was involved who did not fire a gun, did not point a gun at the officer,
Yeah. Try to not gesture with your mic.
was sentenced to 50 years, which is insane.
Yeah.
For protesting, for defacement of government property. You would think that those would be the charges. But the charges against the other 6 were providing material support to terrorists.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about this for a bit, and now it's really playing out. Essentially, we're watching Sopranos now. So we're rewatching it.
Yeah.
So thinking about the RICO charges and kind of like how you can charge groups through association. That's what they're doing here.
It's what they did with Palestine
Yep.
activists as well.
It's a terrifying strategy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely terrifying. So, yeah.
I'd seen someone writing about like the material support that they brought up or used to justify it was like someone was handing out some zines
I'm gonna
about
get to
like
that in the article.
gardening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. So like that was the material.
Yeah.
I will say, obviously, I don't think of the person who. It sounds like they genuinely were worried that the officer was going to kill someone,
Of course. I mean,
which is a real worry.
ICE
The
officers
officer
have
probably
killed
would have
people.
killed someone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it's a
That
real
guy's a
like
hero.
it's a real lose situation. But like I'm not shocked that the person. I mean, you even look at an officer the wrong way in this country, you're pretty fucked. Like you shoot an officer, even if they don't die. Like I'm not surprised that person's fucked.
Shoot to kill.
What?
Says shoot to kill, baby. Kidding. In Minecraft parody.
Yeah, so watch yourself.
This is a comedy podcast.
Yes, this is a comedy podcast. This is not a conspiracy to
Say no more.
incite
Yeah,
action.
I love everything that's happening right now. I love the government.
Yeah.
I'm really excited it's July 4th.
But yeah, so I was going to say, I wasn't shocked that this person was sentenced to 100 years. It is shocking that the other 6 were sentenced to 50. That's fucking crazy. And then here, like this judge, here, I'll just read this. Barbara McQuaid, a former federal prosecutor who served as a U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan during the Obama administration, said, more often judges will sentence defendants for separate counts concurrently. Here it appears the judge stacked the sentences for each count consecutively. I would have expected lengthy sentences here, more in the ballpark of 15 to 25 years, but nothing like 50 to 100 years.
Yeah.
I mean, and even 15 to 25 for slashing tires is...
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But yeah, kind of going down a little bit.
100 years is like something that in the past would be sensational in the news because it would be someone who, like the judge is making a point to stack the sentences concurrently because they did something heinous. Like they did a mass shooting or they like were a serial killer that finally got caught. This is like, I feel like I don't know what the most serious charge here is, but like
shooting the officer.
No, I know, but like specifically, is it like intent to kill, or is there something about them being a federal officer as well, assault of a federal?
Let me see. Actually, I'm not sure if it was an ICE officer or a.
It must have been an ICE officer.
It was a police officer, actually. Yeah.
So not like a federal.
No.
Interesting.
It was a police officer. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's crazy to me, like that they like 100 years. Even if you had killed a police officer,
I would expect 100 years in this country. Are you kidding? No. You can't touch a police officer in this country.
I wouldn't. No. I don't think so. In the past, like I just don't think someone would have gotten 100 years for killing a police
in our
officer.
Lifetime?
I don't think so. Like that's something.
I just assume in America, if you like hurt a police officer, you were so royally fucked. Like,
I mean, yes, you are. You might even get, depending on how it's done, like if it's not a heat of the moment thing, if it's meditated, like someone might get the death penalty.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in Texas.
But the message that it sends of being like, I'm going to sentence you to 100 years in jail, even though the officer really only got shot in the shoulder.
Yeah.
At a protest in the heat of the moment, the officer also had their weapons drawn.
That is more recent.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, but yeah, I mean, you're probably right. That's gotten worse, but it's always been bad, even in our lifetimes.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So in a statement, Song, one of the defendants, or now I guess, said he had fired the police officer, Lieutenant Thomas Gross, because Gross had his weapon drawn. And Song believed that he was about to shoot a protester. Gross admitted during trial his weapon was pointed at the back of a person who was fleeing the parking lot. So the officer was pointing their gun. I'm like pointing my finger gun at Ahmed right now. Yeah, about to shoot someone who was running away. Okay. And then, so they're being charged with being from the Antifa cell of North Texas.
Okay.
Okay. And here's the things that they did to be classified as being in that group. They were part of a local left-wing book club.
Oh, shit.
Hey, your book club hasn't been active for a while. You're safe.
No, it's not, yeah.
During the trial...
Also, my book club is Islamofascist. It's not left-wing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably okay. Because of the fascist part.
Yeah.
During the trial, prosecutors highlighted many of the zines in that book club. This really does break my heart. We have so many young friends who like make political zines. Like this could so easily have happened.
And we'll give you all their names if you can. No. If anyone comes looking for us, we will cooperate.
But our house has all their zines. Yeah. And so like that was what was read as evidence for conspiracy, were these like handmade fucking zines.
Yeah.
So zines are like paper magazines.
No, I know.
But no, I'm telling people because young people don't always know.
Well, it just kind of underlines and emphasizes how made up the law is.
It is, yeah. I mean, and again, like there was no prosecution, right, for like the people killed by ICE. Yeah, I think they're still fine.
ICE agents that killed people?
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't get anything,
Right,
obviously.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah. And they killed them.
Right.
They were also in a gun group, but Texas, they were in a leftist gun group, which actually, speaking to our moment, like there always have been like leftist, like gun groups, and also specifically, I think we talked about before on the show, like queer gun groups, like defend yourself gun groups. But it is an increasing phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like we know people. Yeah. We're not in a gun group. I'm not. I'm pretty
Might join.
anti-gun. I'm anti having a gun in my home. I would like to learn how to shoot a gun just to know. But
what if, hypothetical, if I do like the cyborg surgery where one of my arms from like the elbow down gets turned into a gun, and so then your husband is part gun, what would you do?
I would not be into that.
You don't have to be into it, but would you let me in the house?
Oh, I mean, is it loaded?
I'd be a gun in your home.
Is it loaded? I mean,
I guess I could load and unload it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
You'd
would.
make me unload my
Yeah.
Okay.
But I
my
don't.
cyborg arm before entering the house. That's
It
so
feels-
inconvenient.
It feels too on the nose to have a. Yeah, that I don't like it.
Okay.
All right, that's all I had for that. It was pretty depressing. Any thoughts before we move on to our next item? Scary
none
stuff.
that I can. I guess none that I can legally say on the podcast.
None that I won't make you cut out. I will say, and again, we are not commenting and we are not endorsing this. I just thought it was interesting. This is the first time I've seen this, and it seems like a sign of the times type thing. Also interesting to see how physical media is making a comeback. I was in Chinatown, which I love Chinatown in San Francisco. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods here. And I saw a bunch of stickers all throughout the neighborhood.
And
Said, "Kill a nice officer."
damn, love that.
You mean you hate that?
I hate
So
that.
upsetting.
Do not. ICE officer, these guys are just trying to get
The anger is
little
palpable.
bonus.
The tension is real. I saw another sticker today, but there's only one off one, whereas like I saw several in Chinatown and I was like, shit. I
Yeah.
thought about taking a picture, but because I just read about this, I was like, fuck, I don't know. Can I take a picture of this?
Yeah.
But I sent it to you. I saw a sticker that was a little more. It was like, what was it? San Francisco. You didn't read it? I sent it to you. You didn't read it.
Oh, it was about
Tech
how
and-
people need to hang every techie and yuppie.
Yeah. Here we go. San Francisco will only be happy when the last techie is hung with the guts of the last yuppie. I thought, damn, that's rough.
Yeah,
We are here for tech, so I don't feel as strongly about that.
Like I also honestly I get the sentiment,
I do too. Yeah.
but this is like one of those things where it's just like, okay, this is either an anarchist, probably an anarchist, or like some tanky or whatever. And I'm
Some
like,
what?
Tanky.
Isn't that a term for like Republicans who like guns?
No.
Oh, what's tanky?
Tanky's just like a very militant, like leftist. Like
Oh.
they're like, oh, I love Stalin and everything.
Oh,
you know.
interesting.
Like they're kind of, yeah. They're just kind of fetishize the USSR.
I think we can talk about it. I think, yeah, my read on it is just kind of like, oh, people are angry, and that's fair.
No, I get the anger, whatever. I know this like is maybe not a literal sentiment and shouldn't be taken as such, but I'm like, these are workers also, and also, no, not in the sense that like you should like feel sorry for them or that
Yeah.
they're like exploited
No, I
the same as
agree.
other workers, but like
They are workers, yeah.
there just needs to be more thought about like what is labor, who is petty bourgeois. I mean, yes, a lot of these people are petty bourgeois. A lot of tech workers in San Francisco are,
Including the one speaking right now.
yeah, including ones. They're good guys.
No, I think you're right, though. I think
There's a different. I think the analysis just like needs to focus on capitalists and capital, and that's because once you start to kind of divide people by being like, it's these workers versus these workers
Right.
versus these workers,
Yeah.
it gets like too muddled and confusing.
No, I agree. And look, like the average tech worker is still closer to being deeply disenfranchised than like them being Jeff Bezos. Like most people in these tech companies, even here, are not making millions, you know.
They're not making millions, but also there's a role of the petty bourgeois in revolution, right?
Yeah.
Like from the French Revolution, they did. Of course, they fucked up the post-revolution part, so maybe account for that. But like, you need like interclass solidarity.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
sure.
I totally agree. And like, you do want like people in tech to unionize. You want people in tech to
Oh, speaking of union, actually,
all
I
the
forgot to
things.
mention this. This is big news that I also feel like is not talked about enough. Let me try to find it. So, under the glorious President Sean Fain, the United Auto Workers.
Oh yeah.
Vote to divest from Israel in historic vote.
That's so cool.
The divestment vote makes the UAW the first major national union to vote to divest from Israel.
I don't know if this is still true, but like the auto workers union and auto workers in this country, historically, a lot of them have been Arab, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it makes sense if it's Detroit.
Yeah. I mean, that's why people like ended up there.
Yeah. I'll just read a little bit here because I think this is super important. Maybe United Auto Workers Union, with some 400,000 active members across the U.S., has voted to divest its estimated 400,000 from Israel bonds. The divestment vote makes the UAW the first major national union to divest from Israel. I think that's awesome. I think it's less about the $400,000 because that's nothing, but the idea that the message that it sends.
I agree. I think it's never too late. I think everything that we can do is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's super, super exciting.
Yeah.
And it shows how much the tide is turning. Yeah. Inshallah.
Yeah. And also just like the small things you see in every bookstore I go to, on the like staff pick list or whatever, there's always like a book about Palestine facing out.
100%. Yeah.
And even when I've gone to Barnes and Noble now, it's
Really?
they don't have like Palestine.
Yeah.
Like at least the ones that I've been to.
Where are you going
in
to
the
Barnes and
last year.
Nobles?
Well, when I worked at the Apple store, I would take my lunch break.
Yeah.
there.
Okay. I forgot about that.
There was at least like some like a Palestine small little Palestine section of like maybe one or two, three
it
books,
existed,
and then
yeah.
like obviously an Israel
Right.
section. But even that is just so much more.
Totally. And every independent bookstore for sure. It's like front and center.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard at this point.
Those people read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. I've got some more good news, at least in my view, that I thought was very exciting. DSA swept New York City.
That's right.
Incredibly proud. I need to rejoin DSA. I was briefly a member in North Carolina, and I need to get back to it when we move out to Pittsburgh. I got to do it. So I'm saying it here to commit. I'm not going to bother for the few months we're here, but I will rejoin when we're in Pittsburgh. So 2 of their candidates got elected to Congress, Daria Liza Chevalier and Claire Valdez, and then 8 of their candidates that they endorsed were elected to New York State legislature, including Abir Khawas, who is Palestinian, daughter of Palestinian refugees. Very exciting. And I want to talk a little bit specifically about Daria, who was elected to Congress, because it just is like really exciting and cool, specifically that she was elected. It seems like she's the kind of candidate that I think would have been unthinkable even like 2 years ago. So before getting into the reasons why for that, just like some other just sort of facts about her. She's Afro-Latina. She's Muslim. We actually heard from her really briefly. Do you remember that? I think she was the one that, what's his name?
No, wait, that was her?
Yeah, that was her.
She won?
Yeah, she won, man.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah. She's a revert. Go easy on her for the pronunciation.
No, not the pronunciation.
Okay.
I just wasn't like inspired by that speech, but maybe she was just starting out.
I think that also it was like we were doing, it was, what was it? Was it Eid? Oh yeah, it was Eid.
Eid,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think she wasn't mic'd that well. It was hard to hear her.
I could hear her.
Really?
Yeah, it's just what I heard was.
Well, perhaps that particular speech wasn't the
She must have
best.
gotten better.
But I'm
it
a
was
huge,
early in the
I have to
campaign.
say, I'm a huge fan personally.
That's
from
great.
what I've read about her. Yeah. So she lived and volunteered in Palestine for 2 months.
Okay.
She participated in the encampments at Columbia, and that is the district that she's representing, which is really cool. So she was someone who was literally in the encampments that was elected in
Yeah.
the Morning Heights like neighborhood.
Wow.
She was an investigator at the Public Defender Legal Organization Neighborhood Defender Service of Harlem. She tweeted "fuck Kamala Harris."
Okay.
Would not that that's something to be proud of, but that's like just again like someone that I did not think could be like elected.
This
as
is
a
like her
Democrat.
politics. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, she ran as a Democrat?
She ran as a Democratic Socialist. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, not yet its own party. So,
All right.
yeah, and she also like faced a lot of really fucked up comments. And I like had heard people kind of like refer to these, but I didn't know exactly what they were referring to. They were pretty bad. So this was like the person that she was running against, Representative Adriano Espaillat. Sorry for my pronunciation. So not him, but like his former senior advisor. And this is really insidious because she like I think she covers like her district is like Morningside Heights, but also goes all the way up into like Washington Heights, which is like a Dominican neighborhood. And so he made these comments in Spanish. So he was like specifically trying to get at like, and she's also Latina, like trying to get at like her constituents, and said that basically, Mamdani, who is, I'll just quote it. This is translated into English, obviously. Mamdani, who is also Muslim, his goal is to change the demography of Washington Heights. So that Washington Heights is no longer to be a bastion of the Dominican community, that has rather become a bastion of the Haitian Muslim community allied to him. So there's two fucked up things
Haitian
here
Muslim?
that are really specific. One, the Muslim thing is a dig because she's Muslim, and Mamdani's Muslim, and like implying that that she's also there for other, and like that therefore like he has an agenda, whatever, just because she's Muslim. But the Haitian thing is really fucked because that's like a Dominican specific racism. Dominicans are often like very racist against
Don't like
Haitians.
Haitians. Whoa.
They're on the same island. It's divided, like it's Haiti and DR. And like I'm not trying to speak out of turn here. I hope.
It's like India, Pakistan.
Yeah, not quite. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think it was.
You just draw a border between some people, and then suddenly they're just like,
I guess you could say that
like,
for
fuck
any
that guy.
for any border.
Yeah.
I mean, they had probably. I mean, Haiti was colonized by the French. I'm guessing that. Obviously the Dominican Republic was probably colonized by the Spanish since they're Spanish speaking. So I guess that's like the different, whereas like India and Pakistan were all colonized by the British.
Was
but
he saying the Haitians are Muslims?
No,
he's saying Haitian and Muslim.
He's saying that because she's black and Latina. He's saying like this is like a really racist thing to like imply that you can't be Latina and black. There are lots of Afro Latinos, like tons.
Right.
And in fact, it's kind of like an inside joke. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn here. I'm going to sound like one of these white people. I went to high school with a lot of Dominicans, but I did. But my understanding is that like this is something Dominicans have said, like talking about their own culture to like say that it's a bad thing. Like even like there are many Dominicans who clearly are Afro-Dominican, but they'll be like, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. And it's like coming from like a place of being like associating black with being Haitian, whatever. So very specific and very fucked to make this kind of, and also like, and thankfully Mamdani commented this, it's really shitty and stupid to use Haitian like it's a slur. It's not a fucking slur. It's a name of like a people. And like, yeah, everything about it was weird and shitty. So, yeah, he said here, like Mamdani denounced this racist comments directed at Daria. One thing I want to make clear that I find unacceptable in our city is attempt to use the term Haitian as a slur. The traffic and anti-black sentiment and narratives that we have seen specifically in New York 13 when it comes to Daria Liza Avila Chevalier is something that I cannot stand here and say is in line with the values of our city. Yeah. But anyway, she won.
One of the things about this spate of wins people are freaking out about is that a lot of them were Mamdani endorsed.
He only endorsed Daria and Claire and Brad. But they were all DSA.
Right.
Yeah. Well, except for Brad was not endorsed by DSA, but
I think I don't know how many people got elected, but I think a lot of them were ones that Mamdani had like.
He specifically backed those two for Congress.
Right.
Yeah.
For Congress, but I think the other municipal elections.
No, he was pretty careful. He only went out of his way to give his endorsement to 3 people.
Okay. Anyway,
but yes, they were.
I think
out
people
about
were
that.
freaking out because yeah, like a lot of the Mamdani endorsed candidates won their races against incumbents. And so they're like, oh my God, like the New York City is becoming communist and all this stuff, the stuff that you would expect. I actually forgot I saw this the other day, but it's good that you brought this up because on Fox News, Dave Portnoy, who we've talked about before, the CEO of Barstool Sports, was freaking out.
I just love that he's like the CEO of something so unserious and he has so much to say.
So I've always thought I would never get involved in politics. I think you can do more in the private sector. This and what is going on has actually made me pause that thought. I was saying to you,
oh
that
no,
old Plato quote. If you don't do your public service and run for office, you're doomed to be run by basically dummies. Right. And right now, I feel like that's what's happening. Now, not everyone's getting out to vote. I think what the Democrats have done is they've let the fox into the henhouse. Right. And now he's just running rampant and kicking them all out. Right. So it's a scary time. We need leaders to step up. Depending on what day you catch on me in Nantucket, when I roll out of bed, I have a nice ocean view, and it's like, why do I want to ruin my life and get involved in this mess? Because I know what comes with it. But sometimes I do feel like it's my duty. I can't turn away. I feel like I could make a change. Maybe I do run in politics. So I don't know. It depends.
Stay with your nice ocean view, man.
Let me say this. I spend a lot of my day losing my mind on what's happening right now.
So the fox in the henhouse he's talking about is Mamdani. That in a longer clip you'll hear that. But I'm like, the first thing I thought was, this motherfucker's a Boston guy. Like,
why is he? Yeah.
He's a Boston guy. What the fuck is he talking? Who gives a fuck what you think about New York politics?
I mean, I think why people are nervous is I think it's kind of like a Tea Party-esque moment, but for the left, like there is like an ascendant populist agenda, I hope. And I think establishment Democrats are worried that it will take root nationally, which like they fucking should be so lucky. That was the only thing that will make Democrats ever win anything again is if they actually start doing things that are like helping people. Like they should seriously be so lucky. I don't know if it will make it into a national movement, but I feel so strongly it needs to.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be years in the making. I don't think it's going to be the Democratic Party. I think it's already too late for them, and they've really shown no signs of wanting to change institutionally. If anything, they're still fighting it, and they're still trying to float out these weather balloons of like, oh, maybe Kamala will run again. Maybe we'll do Cory Booker. Maybe Gavin Newsom. Yeah. Like none of them they're not willing to take a risk. They had their opportunity with Bernie. But multiple times.
Look, to Bernie's infinite credit, none of this would be possible without him. I mean, just because that happened once doesn't mean it could never happen again.
What do you mean?
I mean, they had their opportunity with Bernie. Like to me, that makes it sound like, oh, there could never be another leftist candidate. You know what I mean?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, what are you saying?
I'm saying the Democratic Party's done. Like I don't think it's going to be long term. I don't think it's going to be the Democratic Party that. It'll just become a centrist party if it continues to exist.
It already is a centrist party.
Over time, I mean, I think they'll be they're like, we're the centrist party.
Yeah.
And then there will be something to the left.
But I mean, as long as it's still a two-party thing, I mean, in the same way that the Republicans have to deal with their far right, which actually, in their case, their far right kind of became the whole party. But like, I mean, DSA has to be contended with. They're showing that. So I mean, what are the Republicans? Whoops, the Democrats have to do something about it. They have to fight it. They have to, they have to do something.
Yeah, I mean, if they want to stay relevant, but I guess what I'm saying is I don't think they will.
You think that they'll just kind of like
I think they'll continue to flop around.
Fight DSA before they actually become relevant. I mean, that's probably what will happen. But I find it very hopeful and exciting.
Yeah, I think it's great. But sorry to just finish out my thought is I don't think it'll be the Democratic Party long term. And
you don't think what will be the Democratic Party long term? Just
the left party. Like people will stop seeing the Democrats as on the left. And
I think that's already happened. That's why DSA is winning, right?
Okay. Well, just to finish out my thought is I think what happened in like 2009 through 2015, but in my memory, starting with John McCain and Sarah Palin's campaign and like what was an ascendant sort of like fascist movement within a wing within the Republican Party known as the Tea Party, they were just totally derided by the broader Republican Party. They're like, oh, fuck these guys. The Tea Party never really worked with the Republican Party. They were always a thorn in their side. And just like over time, with people were just like, oh, these people are fascists and they're, Clinton's like, they're deplorable. And they kind of just leaned into that and they became that more and more. And then over time, you saw that they just got big enough that they just dragged the Republican Party to their politics. And the Republican Party was a little hesitant to go there because they done politics in a certain style up to that point, but eventually I think they were just like kind of happy once they got Trump and he was kind of like a lightning rod for all the critiques and stuff. I don't know if the same thing is going to happen with the the squad in the Democratic Party. What are your thoughts? Like I just don't think that. I think those members, it's more likely that they will just become more centrist Democrats than they are to make the rest of the Democratic Party like a left-wing party.
I mean, that's my hope. I think I guess I have two ways that I can see things getting better. Like either we genuinely become a multi-party system, which is probably what should happen, but I don't know if that's possible. I guess anything's possible. But if that's not going to happen, I see no way to but drag it left, I mean, it's not just like a squad of 4 people now. That's a thing. There are more people, and there will continue to be more people. Someone else was just elected in, what was she elected to in Denver? Was that Congress or was that?
I honestly have not been following as much.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Someone else who's just like with DSA just got elected in Colorado. So I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful. I guess I'm more hopeful about the DSA stuff is the only thing that makes me hopeful about the Democrats. I think you've got a good point though that like the Democratic establishment has really, I mean, they're acting like they talk about them like they talk about Republicans. They actually have more ire for the DSA than they have for Republicans, truthfully. Yeah. So that's not super hopeful. Yeah.
But I guess to bring it back to like the Dave Portnoy thing and like people freaking out is that they look at Mamdani and they're like, he's a communist. Oh my God, he's gonna do this and he's gonna like line up the rich people or whatever. And I'm like, I want to hear more of that because I think that is actually what is going to polarize people enough to the left and actually make them identify with like, yeah, we fucking hate rich people. Like, and we don't think we have no compunction and we don't like sidestep or like get like mealy mouthed about being like, yeah, I want to fucking expropriate these people's wealth. Like you don't kowtow to any sort of pushback. It's like, but we're a capitalist country and how are you going to have competition and how are you going to have efficiency and who's going to protect the borders? Like the more that these people lean into just all the critiques that is being made of them, I think the better.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right. It's kind of like, why is someone in Boston freaking out about this? I guess it shows how nervous establishment Democrats are. Yeah. Because, it's not like, especially like these 8 people elected to New York State legislature, it's not like that's going to impact you in Massachusetts. Yeah. Yeah. I also want to kind of just point out, like, Letitia James, who's a New York Attorney General, made this comment about, like, how communities of color in New York were, like, dealing with this change. I thought that was in super bad faith.
What changed? The new candidates?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because they're mostly people of color, the candidates. Mm-hmm. What she means, I think, is, like, the establishment, which includes, like, establishment Black Americans, establishment Latino Americans, like, we're upset. I'm mixing up who this was. I think it was whoever Daria was running against. No, maybe it was who Claire was running against. I have been following this a lot for someone who's not living in New York right now. Was like the head of like some Hispanic Democratic like group that was pretty noteworthy. So like there was bad feelings and bad blood there. But like, I don't know, man. Tough luck. Like, yeah. I mean, also like both these women are Latino. Like, what do you want? Like, I think it's just weird to be like people of color. Like, these are people of color. Fuck you. Like the kind of narrative of like leftists are only white. It's just not true. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is my last item. And I got locked out of the Times. Damn it.
Oh no.
Can you pull it up? I'm going to text it to you. We don't have to like read it in any detail. I just thought it was really fun. And so I wanted to talk about it. Okay. So there was a Freedom Con for Christian men. Oh. Yeah. It's really great. Damn, sad I can't access the article right now.
Freedom Con.
Yeah. What's that show we used to like that kind of went off the rails? Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
This is like 100% that. It's
where
so
testosterone
awesome.
and the Bible are the new punk rock, and the big cover image is like a bunch of just doughy looking men, all white. Yeah. With their hands just raised up to the sky. Yeah. The whole crowd is white.
Yes, it is. So they met in Washington, I believe.
They're all wearing shorts.
Yeah. And it's just so interesting. It was this like organization called like Stronger Man Nation. And it's basically like, I'm looking at a different article now, which I'm able to read, to kind of get away from like the dark secular world and into kind of like hyper masculine Christian world. So I think they did a bunch of like working out and they did a lot of praying. Before we make fun of this, one thing I did want to say is like, I think it is interesting that people are increasingly turning to religion in this moment. And like, there's a bunch of reasons why this is kind of cringe, this particular event, but like that general impulse, I think, is not necessarily a bad one. And it is an interesting one. Like at uncertain times, people are looking for community, they're looking for like a sense of certainty. Religiosity is on the rise in the US. Like, and also more kind of religions that are thought of as being more traditional or more like high demand. So for example, even within Christianity, more people are converting to Catholicism, more people are converting to like different branches of Orthodox Christian churches, and Orthodox Christianity has always been an extreme minority in the US. So like, I don't know, there's something there. And so like, though we're about to make fun of these guys, like, I guess part of me is like, maybe they just had to hang out in the woods with their buddies. I don't know. Like maybe that made them feel better.
More than 4,500 men gathered in central Washington over Father's Day weekend for a testosterone-fueled celebration of Christianity and patriotism. They have culminated in a statement calling conservative Christian men to rise as statements. Nothing good happens when 4,500 men gather.
That's probably so true.
That's sinister. That should be illegal for that many men to gather.
That's a really good point. It's also really weird how, like, it's never, in my opinion, I feel comfortable saying this, it's never good to fuse any religious ideology with the nation state. It's just not.
Of course.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this starts out, this is so funny.
I thought you'd really like this.
At Freedom Con, there were feats of strength and CrossFit contests. There was an obstacle course and a station for practicing how to change a tire. That's if you were going there and you don't already know how to change a fucking tire, that is so embarrassing.
Are you man shaming these men who just need some community to figure things out?
This is exactly like the. This is so funny because this is so aligned to the type of person I was making fun of in that screenplay.
That's what I was thinking. I know. I will say my man can change a tire. I've seen you change a tire
a couple times. Yeah, it's like the most out of shape, pudgy men who have been, I mean, like, I'm just gonna body shame, have been like made like fat and slow, and because of their like kind of slothful, like gluttonous lives, and they're sitting there being like, I am the fucking hero statesman. It's because of woke secular gay paganism that I've been like so held down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of different reasons why people's bodies are the way they are. But like, yeah, it is interesting to be like, I'm the paragon of masculinity and just be like, yeah, it feels very kind of almost like homoerotic in a way that's sort of beautiful if that's was intentional, which I think it's not. It's just like so many men doing things.
Men came with their sons. They came with their pastors. They came with their brothers, their hunting buddies, in quotation marks.
Wait, is it actually in quotation?
No,
okay.
it's not. Their Bible study friends.
Also in quotation marks.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's name is Rick Slaughter, 44, camped overnight. That's a cool name.
I don't remember. What were they like doing during the day?
Well, he camped overnight at the festival on Friday with a group of 8 men and boys from around Orting, Washington on Saturday afternoon. Sounds like they were just hanging out. They were touching each other. There's a picture of like them laying hands on a small boy, praying over him, which is nice. The men meet weekly in a group affiliated with Promise Keepers, an evangelical men's ministry that boomed in the 1990s, recently been resurrected with a sharper political edge. Is Promise Keepers the one that Mike Johnson is a part of? With his son, the one where he's like, my son and I have matching rings that vibrate when either of us look at pornography. That way.
Oh, God, I don't know.
I don't know.
Might be.
He's the Speaker of the House. He does not sound like that.
Yeah, that's it. I just thought it was funny. Any good tidbits in there?
What we're trying to do better is be better men, Mr. Slaughter said. Many of the members have become sober and started marriage counseling since joining the group.
See, that's actually genuinely positive.
Mr. Slaughter has gotten a handle on an anger problem, he said. Federal prosecutors accused Mr. Slaughter of attacking Capitol Police officers in the riot on January 6th, 2021.
That's actually so sweet that he realized it was part of
This
an
is
anger
like this is like Burning Man or like some sort of like Woodstock for people who were at January 6th.
Yeah.
They just like went back to their shitty lives and then they're like, damn, dude, that was the most fun thing I've ever done. And they just hang out again. So it seems like this is a con for men who beat their wives.
But they're trying
and
not
have
to.
anger problems. I guess they're trying to not.
Yeah.
Hold on. This is cool. His sermon on Friday swept through the first books of Genesis and Exodus, drawing connections between ancient biblical stories and contemporary American politics. He described the Tower of Babel as an illustration of the perils of globalism and an entity faced by Moses as the transgender god of Egypt.
That's amazing.
Oh, whoa.
That's awesome.
Moses fought the transgender god of Egypt?
That's awesome.
That's incredible.
Wait, they gotta get some of those reporters who were.
Is that in the Old Testament?
Yeah, definitely. They've gotta get some of those reporters who were heckling the Egyptian soccer players to go talk to these guys.
Wow.
They're also in Washington.
Men should not be able to gather in groups of more than 10, to be quite honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, you saw in DC, because they're doing the big celebration, Patriot Front went there and marched with like Confederate flags and
the irony of marching with Confederate flags
and American flags in the same march.
Those didn't go together, friend.
And
we wouldn't be celebrating 250.
They had their faces covered.
What's the group?
I think it was Patriot Front.
What's that?
It's like a right-wing white supremacist group.
Oh, yeah, I don't know them.
And
you know all the white supremacist groups.
Yeah, I do. I've got membership in every single one. But they were chanting like "Reclaim America" and all this stuff. And again, like they have their matching little slacks with a blue shirt, and they tuck it in, trying to appear like no one's done it better than Nation of Islam.
I was just thinking,
you know what I'm saying? It's just
if
like
you're gonna be
they
a religious,
look terrible. They look fucking awful.
If you're gonna be a fringe religious group with a really strong militant message, the Nation of Islam is the blueprint.
Yeah,
it looked great, immaculate, black suits, women in like beautiful like white, white hijab, really classy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These guys look disgusting. I'm like, I don't want to be part of whatever national project you
They
have
look
going
like
on. It's-
Boy Scouts, yeah. Well, we can't say happy 250. What can we say? It's 250.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And in this country, like in all countries, I'm channeling my yoga instructor right now. There genuinely are really beautiful and important histories of resistance that we should draw on every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, goodbye.
Bye.